guys, Double Wide 6, and today I'm working on a snowblower by Yard Machines. It's an 8 horsepower, and as you can see, I've got it up in the service position. And if I pop off the belly pan, I got the bolts out. I'll show you the model number here. And we're going to take off the belly pan. And if you look in here, you'll see the friction plate down here is worn and grooved out, and this is the wheel, and the rubber is all the way worn down the side here, and you have aluminum on aluminum, and down here if you look closely you can see some shavings. So the problem is it's making a lot of racket and it doesn't have very good traction. So this is a customer's machine. I'm going to go through and fix it for him, but before I do that, I want to just take a picture of some of these parts so you can see why I'm replacing them. So to loosen this up, there's a bolt on this side and a nut on that side. They're 1/2 inch. So we're just going to take those out. So this side's actually a 9/16. Alright. Thought it was slipping, but it wasn't. Alright. I think I'll bring you guys over to this side. So what we have is a small washer over here and a bearing. So we'll pop the bearing out. The washer goes on the outside. I'm using an adjustable wrench. I'm just going to lock down the shaft. There's a hex on it so I can grab it. And we're going to try and take out, we're going to take off this bearing. Looks like I'm going to have to switch my impact. Alright, so now I'm up to the big boy. This is my fuel 1/2 inch impact. This one's the heavy duty. I've quit using my air impact and I've relied on this exclusively. God, I wasn't sure if that was left threaded. It was in there so tight. So there's a washer and a bolt. Then you have the bearing. Bearings look good. And now we can pull out the whole assembly. So I'm onto the friction plate. And the problem with snowblowers is usually everything's rusted up. You can see I'm going to put some anti-seize on the shaft. And I can't remember if I mentioned it, but I took the tires off so you could see me remove the bolts on the side. But you don't have to take the tires off. So let's take a look at this plate. You can flip this up, which is nice. That gives you access to the bottom. And if you just try and turn that nut there, the bolt will spin. So what you need to do is put a screwdriver on it. And you see this little shifter here, there's a little pin, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over to hold this up so I don't have to hold it. So I can shift this guy this way and I should be able to, there we go, tuck that under there. And the way I'm going about it is, now hopefully you can get yours off, otherwise you've got to separate the machine. I'm putting a screwdriver in here, and then I'm using a flex ratchet, which makes it pretty easy to do. I just got to put you in the tripod. I already used the 9/16 to knock it loose. Alright, so I got that nut loose. We'll back that off, and besides the belt that's on there, we should be able to pull this plate off. So there we go. So I'm going to take this friction wheel and I'm going to loosen up the 3 nuts here. Now on the other side they stick through, so this is just a little PB blaster. So we'll put that on. And I already have it on the other side. And hopefully these back out. Yep. Okay, I flipped this over and there's no way to get my socket in here because of this, and these are connected. So once again, I'm going with a flex wrench. This one's a 3/8, and we'll try and get in here and see if we can get it. You just got to watch. You don't want to go too far up. You'll get your wrench actually jammed in here. So I removed the 6 bolts. We'll loosen this up from the vise, and these things look like, like a, standard like 1/2-inch belt. So the 2 halves should separate, and this is what we need to replace. So I got to order some parts. Okay guys, next day, I got the things from Amazon, and this one is the friction wheel, so that's what this is, and this disc is called the friction disc. I may have, in the beginning of this video, called them by the wrong name, just so you know what I'm dealing with here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the friction wheel and attach it to the pulleys here. So here's how you put on the friction wheel. Usually these pull apart, and this just gets sandwiched in here. And you have to look closely because one hole is not threaded and the next one is threaded. So you got to line them up so that it's opposite the other side here on the friction wheel. So right there is how that goes on. And we should be able to get our bolts started. And once we get the bolts lined up, we'll just snug them up. Here's a look at the old disc, and you can see it's pretty worn and grooved up. Must have been making a lot of noise, and you can see there's metal particles all over the place. This is the new one. It's nice and smooth, and it comes with a bearing, and all I need to do is transfer this nut and washer over, and I'll link it down in the description in case you're doing this repair. Okay, I don't know how good your view is going to be, but we're ready to put the disc in. There's a pulley, so we'll start with that. And I'm going to try and hook the belt right up, if possible. I think we can. There we go. And I got it through the hole, so now all I really have to do is get the washer and the nut. I think I got it started. It's a lock washer using a flex head 9/16 here. And because of the bearing, I'm going to have to hold that nut. So what I'm doing to prevent this thing from spinning when I'm tightening it is I'm using a 1/4-inch ratchet with a 1/4-inch socket, and then I have a standard screwdriver bit in the ratchet. So what I'm doing is I'll take that, I'll put it up into the screw, and I'm using a ratchet wrench. So we got that up in the screw. We'll take our ratchet wrench, and we should just be able to get this guy in here so that we can tighten up that disc. Okay, I have the disc in, so now I'm going to place the friction wheel in, and there's a pin that inserts right in the top here, so you'll have to kind of angle this thing around to get it in here. Put it right through the bearing hole, and we should be able to maneuver it to get the pin in place. There we go. You just want to make sure that that red pin goes in there. And now we'll put our bearings in. There's the left side. That one gets a washer and a nut. And we'll put the bearing in the right. Slip that in, and it has a bolt and a washer. All right. We'll just tighten those down. I'm just putting a little bit of anti-seize on the shaft, being careful not to get it on the disc or the wheel, because we wouldn't want to lose friction there. So I think all we have to do is put the wheel back on, and the belly pin, we should be able to try this out. There we go. One other thing, before I put the belly pin on, I'm going to spin the wheel. And what we want to see is when I pull a handle, does it lock up? You can see it locks up. So it's definitely making good contact. So I let it sit a little bit so that the oil would drain down. And we're going to try and give it a start here and see if this works. Here's the problem, guys. You can see the belt's off here, so I just got to slip the belt on this pulley, and we should be back in business. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out. We got it running. It seems to be running nice and smooth. I got to replace the skid shoes on this thing yet on both sides and give it a tune up. Carburetor's good, just an oil change and plug. But yeah, we got this one all done, so thanks for hanging out with me on this one. And please leave a comment down below and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you.